Folks, Jody Tipton here along with my other co-part that went out on me last week, and Rob Wampler. He's with us today for this week, week 2, Jerry Duncan Fort Roane County High School Game Day. Special guest today, Rob.
We do have a special guest, and I didn't whip out last week, Jody. We had 3 coaches, and I figured that the coaches need to talk a lot more than I did. So there's too much room with you and Keith and all 3 coaches on the panel. So
I'll say this. We may have had 3 coaches, but you can't give me 3 people in the county that would rather listen to them than you.
Well, I don't know about that. The guy beside you over there has heard me talk a lot of sports over especially the last 12 years since my kids were playing, and it's good to welcome Goose Lindsay not only to our show, but back to Roane County.
Well, I appreciate having me here today. I appreciate being back. I really feel like I hadn't left. Pick up at the end of football season when I left last year, get back for football season this year, and really not a better time of the year.
You didn't miss much of baseball. There wasn't really much to miss.
Well, it seems like around here you run into the private schools no matter what division you're in, and that's the end of the road.
Now we can't talk about that again. Coach Webb explained all that last week, so we're going to let that one go.
We touched on private schools last week, and he said that somebody better stop him or it could have got bad.
Is that touched? I don't think he touched.
No,
he went in dead.
Yeah, But you're right. I mean, we struggled in baseball, but let's carry on. It's football time. Everybody's favorite time of the year.
Oh yeah.
Not every day you get a guru with you.
That's exactly right.
So, just touching on last week a little bit, Kingston, big win over Harriman. I was there for that game. It was what you could ask for.
Well, yeah, and it was a weird game in that you go to a game and you see Harriman at halftime run 20-something more plays than Kingston, and they're down 14 points. And Kingston hits a couple big plays, and then Kingston the second half, they run 14 plays the whole first half. The second half put together a 15-play scoring drive to sort of ended early.
Right.
But it was a good game. I don't really think when you look at Harriman getting beat down by 3 touchdowns that they weren't 3 touchdowns worse at that point. It was just one of those games where Kingston made the plays and Harriman didn't, and that's the bottom line.
That's exactly right. And when we come out, Harriman drives down the field and just run it down Kingston's throat. And I'm sitting back thinking, Lord, this is going to be a long night.
Well, I thought the same thing, and even at halftime, Kingston's up 14-0, but Harriman had dominated time of possession.
200 yards on the ground in the first half.
And I worried, for the first time in years, I worried if they get to the fourth quarter like this, Kingston will be worn out from Harriman. But Kingston was able to add that 3rd touchdown and sort of make Harriman have to throw, which is not their specialty.
24 minutes of play, Harriman had the ball 19-something of it.
And my big thing is Harriman hadn't played this game in 2 years because of the way the stuff set up to win games to get in the playoffs. Well, they played this big game this year, but what a district they're in with Oneida, Cofield, Greenback. Goose, everybody plays kind of ball all the time and not make mistakes.
I know it's a brutal district they're in, and you look on paper, this could be the best Harriman team, maybe since Jermaine Copeland in that group. And then you look at their schedule. You look at just the Kingston, the 3 teams you mentioned, the district, and Rockwood. There's 5 losses there staring you in the face, and then you throw a team like Sunbright, who's always dangerous. They could not make the playoffs and have the best team they've had in 20 years, or they could run the table from here on out and be sitting in Cookeville in the first Friday of December or Saturday, whichever day they play. So,
in my eyes, week 2, and granted it is week 2, I'm not for sure that Harriman don't have the best team in the county right now.
They might. I mean, they're big, they're physical. They showed the other night they've got 2 running backs now with Phipps stepping up.
Right.
A quarterback that's capable of making plays, and the Bingham kid at receiver is a real athletic receiver. Now he got hurt the other night. He's probably going to miss about a month. But Harriman's a pretty deep football team.
And with a new quarterback, they're going to make some mistakes. So I think they're probably going to learn from their mistakes. And I'll tell you, they're going to be tough in that district.
That kid's dangerous. When he comes out, when he rolls out, that kid's dangerous.
Yeah, because he might be the fastest player on the field, or at least fast enough that if he's got a step on you, you're probably not going to catch him.
You don't have to be the fastest. You just got to be faster
than the guy chasing you.
Right.
But he did. He didn't really make a lot of plays the other night, I think. But their game plan, they were running the ball so effectively between the tackles that he didn't have to make a lot of big plays. And then when your top receiver goes down, that sort of hurt him. But Harriman, they've got a dangerous team, and I think Kingston, when you look at them, I don't know, can't say they're going to win that district, but I do think they're a playoff team this year.
I hope so.
I do. Let's go to Rockwood Midway. And first Rockwood game, opening day I've missed in 12 years.
Well, I'll tell you this, John Webb didn't miss you not being there because he rolled right on like everybody thought he would. And of course, year in and year out, I don't care what anybody says, John Webb's he's going to put a team out there that's going to compete.
Well, you know, just like he talked to us before, you know, he had big shoes to fill at fullback. You had the Goss kid there the last 2 years that rushed for 800 yards both years, you know, 200 or 300 yards receiving, middle linebacker. And then all of a sudden you got two different kids that step up in that position, and you don't know which one's on the field because they look just alike out there. So.
Yeah, and their numbers are similar too. You know, they're just one little number off. But Rockwood they look good. Other than the first 2 plays of the game where they kept dipping off sides, and you know it's 1st and 20, and then 4 plays later, I think it was Jaden Woods going 50-something yards for a touchdown, and that was a bad matchup for Midway because they lost 4 really good senior linemen last year.
Yes.
And I don't care who you are, if you've got young linemen going up against a John Webb team, because John Webb teams don't change year in and year out. They're the one team that come week 1 is ready to go because they don't change. And I think Midway's a team that I think will get better as the year goes on, but that wasn't a good opening for them.
And of course they're in that tough district we just talked about with Harriman, Green Bay, Cofield.
Well,
so it's not going to get easier. They're off this week to rest up, and then they got Cofield.
I know that's probably not the opponent that you really want to think, man, we got 2 weeks to prepare for because Cofield's pretty doggone tough too this year.
Well, and Ryan Minton's got a young squad, like you said. He's got some athletes. He's got some skilled players that can flat out fly. Zane Moser run that 78-yard touchdown back, and I'm telling you, the cat grabbed another gear and was gone.
Well, they've got got another Lyle at quarterback, Shine.
Got another Woody.
Yeah, Jake Woody, who you can put him anywhere on the field, and he's capable of making plays. And they'll be getting Tanner Seymour back, who last year when he got hurt, I think after 4 games, he got hurt in the 5th game of the season. He was Rowan County's leading rusher. He was on his pace to 1,200, 1,300 yards.
And I think he's got better as Cass has come off. They just don't want to try it Friday night, get ready for the district. That gives him an extra week to get ready, and I'm sure they'll cast that thing up, and he'll probably be ready for coaching.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you're Midway, that when you're a single A team like that, you get a player like him hurt, you probably got to move 4 players around.
Right.
So now you may get everybody back in their natural positions. You're going to be able to put Woody back in the slot or wherever you want to put him, and it'll make them more dangerous of an offensive team. Plus 2 more weeks of getting that offensive line ready.
Well, Goose, let's go to the next county game. You know, since 2 county teams played each other, and go to Oz and Cumberland County. You know, it's a reunion for the Johnson daddy and sons coming back from been at Auburn Springs for years, and they come back as Cumberland County coaches to Oz. So.
Well, and I tell you that was such a neat matchup if you're an Auburn Springs fan because everybody loves Frank Johnson. Everybody loves his boys Bob and Ken. Everybody down there loves Larry Green. So it was one of those games and both of them are rebuilding programs. So it was a good game for the fans down there. It didn't turn out the way Auburn Springs wanted, but they're a team too. You know, they're breaking in a new coach, new offense, new defense. They're going to have to make some adjustments and get better as it goes. And then if for Cumberland County, you know what Frank Johnson is going to do. They're just going to run all night long. The tailback's going to be about 4 yards off the ball, and he's got 20-something seniors this year. So when Ken takes over a program of 20-something seniors, even though they were 0-10 last year, I'd like to have 20-something seniors on my team for a first year.
I wish Keith was here, Jody. I know he told this story. He got to talk to Coach Green Friday night. I guess he called in, and they got to talk to him. You know, those kids, Coach Green at Auburn Springs, those kids have run through a brick wall for him right now. I mean, he's got that kind of program. He just lost some kids, and he's trying to rebuild, and you know, he's not going to have an easy district either. He's got, you know, Rockwood, and he's got Nays County and Grace, and so he's got to get mature in a hurry. So, but those kids will do anything for him, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does at Auburn Springs.
Well, and it's one like you said, they got to grow up in a hurry because you know Brandon Morgan, a big lineman there. I was talking to him in the spring, and he's like, I know we're rebuilding. He goes, this is my senior year. He goes, I don't want this to be rebuilding. And I seen he's a kid that he's probably dropped 50 or 60 pounds in the off season since last year, and I was watching him during their preseason, some of the drills they did, and that kid was working his tail off. And that tells me right there that I think they're going to surprise some people. They may not be a playoff team, but like you said, running through a wall for Larry Green, they're a team that you're going to be in a game for 4 quarters.
Well, and those seniors 4 years ago did it for Larry at the middle school. Larry's always had a top-notch, tough, in-your-face program.
I tell you what, he reminds me of when Coach Pankey took over at Kingston.
Right.
I think I don't know, X's and O's about the coaches when they take over, but you got to get kids to play hard first.
Oh, yeah.
And Larry's the type of kid that he'll get his kids to play hard, then you teach them to play well, and then you put everything together. But if they don't play hard, you're not going to beat anybody.
Let's touch on this week's games. We'll start out with Harriman Wartburg.
Well, I think Harriman should get their first win in this one. Larry Davis at Wartburg, he will get the program turned around, but they're in a rebuilding mode, and Harriman's loaded up right now.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think Harriman will dominate that game and get a lot of kids to play that.
Now, Harriman's got a bad taste in their mouth right now, too. I think they realized that they had a good shot at coming out with a win last week and didn't capitalize on it. And I think that Wartburg may be in trouble.
They could be, because I think Harriman's, like you said, they're a little upset right now.
Now, Jody, I'm going to go to the next game before you say anything. I know you're a Kingston guy, but when's the last time Kingston and Cumberland County have been 1-0? Playing each other.
Well, it's been 3 years in Kingston. I don't know about Cumberland.
We talked about this earlier. Cumberland County had opened up with White County for years.
That's true.
Before the Stone rivalry out there, they took a lot of thumpings from White County. They were good. So they're both teams are excited to be 1-0 right now.
Well, I tell you, and that's Kingston better be careful in that one. I mean, I know they're probably favored in this one, but I said earlier, you got a team with 20-something seniors, and they're starting to, they had a good win last week. They're feeling good about themselves.
Can you say that one more time? Kingston's what?
Kingston, what, favored?
Hey, yeah, I just don't hear that. I just like
But
to hear
it's a time change. They're going out, even though it's only about
Could be jet lag. Could get a
30
little jet lag. I think the bus is leaving at 5:15 our time. I hope we come out with a win. Coach Pankey's boys, the boys are fired up. They're the seniors, Paul Bowden, Preston Evans, and that bunch. They bought into this system, and they are fired up, ready to play. Last week, Paul Bowden would have run through a brick wall if he'd been thrown out there.
I'll tell you this, I was talking to his dad after the game, and I seen him, he just looked like a totally different player, because he looked like he was ready to run over people and making moves and stuff, he just seemed like before he was the type that, he kept it if they made him keep it, but now if he keeps it,
well,
good things
the reads are coming to him better, and he's being able to his reads have improved 100%, and with him getting the right reads, I mean, he knows he can gain some ground.
Well, Jody, if I'm running that spread offense and I'm faking it to Mo, I'm going to read too.
Well,
they're going to be some openers.
And
even though he's doing a good job, they're going to collapse on Mo. He's going to have a chance to run it.
It's funny you say that, because when you go back and watch film, every time 23 went in motion, the defensive secondary went in motion with it. So Paul kept the ball quite a bit, because I mean, if you see the whole defensive backfield move, you know what's going on, and you can't blame them.
That's right. Well, let's go on to Oz and Gooser playing a team that nobody knows much about, Tennessee Christian. So
well, I found out today they're the Hawks.
They're the Hawks.
They're the Hawks, first-year varsity program, not in the TSSAA, but I know they got a senior at quarterback and 2 seniors in the backfield,
well,
and 20-something players.
I still don't think they're going to be good enough to play.
I don't know. I think Oliver Springs, this is the feel-good game. Go out there and get things going and work on some things. But this is another team. When you hear Tennessee Preparatory Christian School, you just wonder how long will it be.
I said the other day, 20,020. They'll probably have 7 All-Americans in the backfield.
Now, is this the one that's located in the Tri-Cities, or is this the one in? Okay.
Cleveland.
Okay.
It's in Cleveland. So they'll start getting all those kids from Ottawa and the kids that play
Walker Valley.
Not that they would ever go out and recruit anybody, but
no.
It's just
no.
East Hamilton.
But if it happens,
if they happen to move, they have to move up there close.
Yeah.
2020. So
Rockwood, Sweetwater.
Well, I like Rockwood in that one. I mean, I don't really know a lot about Sweetwater. I know last week they threw it 37 times and didn't complete half of them, and a couple of them they completed the other team. So, I think they're going to try to be balanced, but hopefully Rockwood's better up front and they make them throw, and Rockwood can get some.
Well, I will say one thing: they won't have 37 chances to throw it against Rockwood because they won't have the ball on them.
No, no. I meant to say this earlier. You were talking about Rockwood and the fullback situation. I have no idea who Tater is, but Tater can carry that peel. I do know that.
Oh yeah, that's the one good thing about Rockwood. You know, their other back that's in there. You know, he's going to get his touches.
Right.
I tell you, when you're a kid on somebody, that little trap inside, and they've run it for years, and everybody knows it's coming, but you just can't stop it.
Well, that's like last week. Keith asked Coach Banky, said it's 3rd and 7. You're playing Rockwood. They got the ball. It's 3rd and 7. He said, "There's no question. His boot's coming. Boot, boot, boot." He said, "I'm screaming at the top of lungs." He said, "But I still can't stop it."
But Coach Webb said he was going to run freeze first to make it 3rd and
3rd
2.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it's 3rd and 2, you know the free.
Right. Yeah. Cofield, Oakdale.
Well,
You got to be biased in it.
yeah, I mean, Oakdale's got things turned around and going in a better direction, but Cofield's been there, done that. Heck of a team this year, and Cofield should win that.
All right, hands down,
That's it,
Cofield.
yeah.
Yeah. Battle of the Privates. CAK and Grace.
Can they tie?
Well,
I'm wanting a tie.
maybe they can tie, and they both have to take a loss or something. They both have.
And I can't say at CAK they do a great job. You know, my owner's son played there. You know, he said they don't cheat. So you know, that's all I'm going for.
Marty Duncan says they don't cheat. They don't cheat.
That's right.
Then we're going to CAK.
But if they go for a tie, I'm in.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with CAK. I mean, we got to play.
And Donnie, I know you just bought a car from us. I'm sorry. I hope for a tie.
so,
I would rather see a tie myself, but if I've got to pick of the two, I'm not even. I don't even want to pick. I'll let you have it.
I'll pick CAK twice.
There you go.
Yeah. Scott County Sunbright.
Well, I like Scott County in that one, but Sunbright's just one of them teams. Just every year, Scott Stevens finds ways to score points, put points on the board, and he's a hard team to match up with because you'll look out there and he'll have 4 receivers and a diamond, and somebody comes in motion, and next thing you know, the guy on the backside catches a 70-yard touchdown. I mean, he finds ways to find mismatches, and they're a dangerous team.
And if he goes to the principal's office, he'll learn to run the lonesome polecat, because Ron Trailway's the principal up there now. So, you know, them bag of tricks he had at Rockwood Middle School or CAK too when he was